This is a HeadGum podcast.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check that all your windows are closed before going through the car wash. Don't forget your sunroof as well.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Cheers. Welcome to the Handsome Pod. It's
Hello.
Fortune, Feimster.
And I'm May.
And I am your very dear friend, Tig Notaro, also a host on this wonderful podcast called Handsome.
It's
Yay.
amazing that we haven't got more slick at those starts. It's how many years now? And every time I panic.
10 years now. We've been doing
10
this.
years. We're celebrating 10 years. Fortune has been keeping good track of time.
I know every episode we've ever done.
10 years in order.
Yeah, you could list them in order?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
Let's not do it right now.
No,
I
if
won't.
that's-
I don't want to bore everybody with history.
Guys, how are
You
you?
guys, we're together again.
I'm doing all right. I'm very my eyesight's terrible, and I'm looking at myself on the screen. My hair is a little wild. I just got back from taking Max and Finn to the park, and I
Okay.
had
Nice.
fantasies of showering before, and
Ooh.
that just was not in the cards.
What a
'cause we didn't get out.
fantasy.
Yeah, it was a real fantasy. We didn't get out of the park in time, and
It
then
looks good, though. It looks thick and solid
Oh,
and
it's-
healthy.
It's thick.
Yeah.
I'm getting a haircut this week. It is so thick. It's so long. Yeah. So that's my boring story. Anybody?
I just got back from tour, so I feel pretty wrecked, but I feel also so invigorated from the Handsome listeners that I feel like I don't even really know where to start. I have so much to tell you both.
Just
Oh.
jump in. Tell us
Yeah, just
everything,
get
even if
to
none
it.
of it makes sense. Just
Okay.
jump in.
Because it's all kind of scrambled in my brain. Like I was doing like a real. It felt like I
I'm
was getting
picturing one
the-
of those like cartoon dust balls with legs and arms
in my head?
coming
Yeah.
out. Yeah. Well, no,
Constantly.
that's like what I pictured when you said it was crazy. So go ahead. Let's hear about it.
It was like I got the immersive experience of like being a touring musician. Like I was in a dirty van with two
Yeah.
boys. Like.
Yeah.
And I don't drive, so I was just sort of stretched out on the seat.
Wait,
kind
you
of-
never got your license?
No.
No, Tig, don't you think that would have been the biggest news of
May's
my
been,
life?
May's been putting this off since
I guess, but
we started this
sometimes-
podcast 10 years ago.
My memory comes and goes, and so I thought maybe you got it. No, okay. all right.
I'm writing my learner's permit test on Thursday because it expired. So I'm on it, and then I'll be back
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
lessons.
Yeah,
I'll
it sounds like it.
But also, I would not be brave enough to drive this huge van. This like, it's kind of falling apart. These guys have been in a touring band for like 15 years, so they're kind of pros. Jason and Wes, who I tour with. But man, guys, these audiences of Handsome fans, first of all, they know me intimately. Like I forget the stuff that we say on this podcast. Like after shows, people are like, I mean, the amount of love for your mom, Fortune, or like your documentary, Tig, and people just being
Aw.
like, they know us so well.
Yeah.
Which blows my mind. Like they've been following all of our life events for years.
Yes.
They're bringing us weird gifts. They're bringing,
How weird.
well, really weird. Let's be like really pretty strange. Like,
Like what? Like what? Did you get a horse costume? Did you?
Oh, I wish.
That fits four that we can shove Thomas in as well. What are we talking? Weird.
well, I'm gonna bring them all in tomorrow to go through with you, I think. But
Okay.
it really
Okay.
did make me think about like, what am I putting out there? Because I was getting like a small vial of antique marbles, a small rubber
Oh.
hand with rolled up scrolls that had like puzzles written on them and interesting facts, or like a lot of crystals. A lot of people are like, can you put this by the cat statue in your home on the altar? I'm like, yeah. Like they know me. Like they know what I like. But okay, so I've distilled
because
down
I will say real quick, I'm
Yeah.
also on tour and I'm not getting those kind of things.
Really? Well, I got a bunch of stuff for you
You're
guys.
not getting tiny scrolls?
No, just people wearing a lot of our merch.
Yeah, a lot of good merch.
Yeah, I would have pegged you, Fortune, for a real tiny scroll kind of gal.
I mean, I'm getting like poems and riddles and strange things, but I've distilled of the like fan interactions or listener interactions. I've distilled them down to just a handful that I have to tell you guys, and I can drip feed them. But like the one that really blew my mind was, so people did like a meet and greet after, and so this person, this tall woman, comes and she's really nervous. I can tell because she's got something really important to say. And she just holds out her hand. She can barely speak with anticipation. And in her hand is this rolled up piece of paper. And I look at it and I see my own handwriting. Guys, it's the note from the Silver Lake Hotel behind the painting.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh my
no.
God.
I collapsed.
No.
I fell
How
to the
did you keep this from us? How did you keep this from us?
I'm so glad that you're having this reaction because I honestly fell to the ground.
Oh my God.
She
Did
lives
she rent the room or just go? Like I left something in there and I have to go in there.
This is the best part. So she's been listening to the pod. She lives at either it was Portland or Vancouver.
What if she hadn't been listening to the pod and
Yeah,
she
just
found
it.
that note behind? What was it behind?
A painting. And so apparently, so she stays at that hotel a lot. And then she was there and listened to the pod. And apparently I said the wrong room number at first and then self-corrected. So she'd booked the wrong room.
Oh no.
And then she looked behind the paintings, it's not there. So she re-listens and like later I corrected, thank God. Her friend goes and knocks on the door. The stranger opens the door and she goes, "Hi, there's this podcast and this is going to sound crazy,
Okay,
but I think..."
I'd slam the door and call the
I
police
know, I'd be like,
immediately.
you're about to rob me. There's no way you're coming in this room.
Yeah, she goes, "I just need to get behind that painting real quick. Just, I won't be long."
And then that person's
Wow.
like, "You're the 12th person that has come knocking at my door about this painting."
Yeah, but we really had a moment and yeah, I was just as excited as her. And it made me think I gotta do things like this more often because the treasure hunty joy of someone
yeah.
finding it. And
I
then
really did not think that was gonna happen.
I thought it was gone in the wind.
Can
you
we give
know?
me a little bit of credit that I told you to do it?
Yeah,
did. You
it
did.
was
Thank you. Thank
completely-
you. I just need a little bit of credit here, but also, what was this person like? Please describe.
I mean, honestly, like everyone I met, just very kind and people were really making friends with each other in the crowd. And yeah, she was with her friend and she was, to be honest, I don't remember it. I was so blindsided by this reveal that I don't remember like her job or anything, but she was really funny. Like people were funny. Like this person gave me their phone number laminated and they go, "I laminated it in case you fall in a pool." And it said on the back, like, phone number for new friendship or something. And I really got like a friend vibe from this person. They made me laugh real hard during the meet and greet. And I was like, I should just text this person, honestly.
Wow. You're
And
really
did
making
you?
connections.
I didn't. I feel like if I start going down that route.
Wait, and where were you?
So I was in San Francisco,
San
then
Francisco.
drove 10 hours to Portland, which I'd never really done that. We pulled over and like swam in a stream. It was really nice. And then I was in Portland. I'd never been to Portland. And then Vancouver. Oh man, it's cool. And I went to like the house where Elliott Smith wrote Roman Candle and like I did the touristy Elliott Smith things. And I wore a tank top on stage. That was like, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but it was a big deal to me.
I bet it was a massive deal for your audience.
But you're not normally in tank tops?
I have never worn a tank top on stage in 25 years of performing. And also I have never worn a sweater on stage to do stand-up because I feel like I got to show my arms to be vulnerable. So it's a big thing in my brain, but I loved it.
Okay.
And so now is it like try to stop you from wearing a tank top? Is it that kind of?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
okay.
changed my whole personality. Like I was
Tell us.
okay, like I don't know how to dance, right? Like and with stand up, I'm totally stationary. Playing the guitar, I'm totally stationary. But something about I put the tank top on, I'm grooving, I'm grinding.
All right.
I'm
Come
like
on
moving.
now.
Yeah, I'm like moving around. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sorry. Are you saying you started moving and grooving?
Yeah, I started moving and grooving, shaking my
I
thing.
love this.
Yeah.
Shake it, don't
I
break
think there's
it.
gonna have to be more tank tops in your future.
I think so too. I have two more. I don't want to monopolize the time, but I have two more things I have to
Please.
tell you.
Please.
Monopolize.
Okay, because I've been saving them up. Okay. Again, meet and greet. This person had made sure they were the last person in the line. So that's always interesting because you're like, okay, they want to have maybe a longer interaction or like. So I see this couple, they're at the end of the line. And I hug the guy, I hug this woman, and she holds
In
her
your tank
hand out.
top.
I'm in my tank top. Yeah.
Hugging.
You can picture grooving, grinding. And I shake her hand and I hear,
Oh.
yeah. I go, what? I look down, I pull my hand away. It is covered in thick white paste.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
so
out.
I'm horrified. I'm
Yeah.
I'm out.
my mouth is agape. I'm aghast. I can't.
Why are you telling us this?
Wait, what do you mean? Because you know you're going to hate it?
Well, I already do, but go
Okay.
on.
So I go, what is happening? Is this mayonnaise? And she says, no, it's lotion. And she's kind of weirded out that I'm weirded out. She goes, it's hand lotion. And I'm like, what? And she goes, you said on the podcast, Thomas is nodding. I have no memory of this.
Yeah.
You
Oh
do?
my
God.
gosh. Doesn't
I was like,
sound
I feel like
familiar.
my grandmother used to bum rush me with lotion.
Bum rush?
Like just out of nowhere, she would like slyly put lotion on my hands.
Didn't she also bum rush your bum with a suppository?
Suppository.
She did do that too. But my hands were dry as a kid, and I didn't like to put on lotion, so she would grab my hand without me knowing lotion was in it.
And then rub it in?
Lather up my hands. So I was like, did I talk about this? But I guess you said something.
And did you tell your grandmother you need to hydrate from the inside?
You know, I didn't know that at the time.
Well, I was like, what is happening? And she was massaging it into my hands. I was a little alarmed. And
Whoa.
yeah. And
What did you say on the pod?
I wouldn't have handled this well.
No, you could
Tig,
not do
you would
this
have been
to
out
someone
of there.
could not do this to you, Tig.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Well, she said that I said it would be so funny if someone pranked me with hand lotion. And then her boyfriend goes, that's not what you said. You said that you could wear lotion on your hand and shake a fan's hand. And but it feels like I invited basically someone
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so I couldn't be enraged. I was definitely taken aback. But
Yeah.
they were very charming, I guess. But then what I didn't tell her, I didn't have the heart to tell her because I didn't want
But
to
that
ruin.
she's knowing now.
That she definitely is hearing now.
Yeah.
She will hear it now. But the hand lotion was coconut hand
Oh
lotion.
no, and you're allergic.
I'm allergic, and so my hand they get all sort of
Did it
red and
swell
itchy.
up?
It's like your hands tingling
Please
for
tell
the
me
rest
you
of the
got
night.
big old Mickey Mouse hands.
Trying to play the guitar. Yeah. Anyway, so that was a weird one.
Wow. I liked her spirit in that like she was just like May's
She's
gonna
like, this
love
is
this.
gonna be hilarious. Yeah.
And May asked for this, and what a treat. I mean, it did leave an impression. You'll never forget that.
I will never forget it. I'm checking every hand before I shake it now.
Yeah.
From now on.
But that would be jarring to grab someone's hand and it be wet.
Well, you just don't expect to hear a squelch.
Well, isn't this the beauty of we're all different people. We're all different hosts that would react differently. And there's all different sorts of people at the meet and greet. And that's why I did a meet and greet in Eureka Springs, Arkansas a couple of nights ago. And it was like the one rule was no touching. And so everyone just stands there, hands behind their back, smiling, and then we move it along.
Oh wait, they can't like put their arm around you or anything?
Well, just no touching.
I literally hug everybody that comes through my meet and greet.
And that's
I do
why
too,
we're
but
all
also-
different, you know?
I know,
We are
like,
all
you're-
different. If your dog could talk, they'd beg for Ollie. The full body tail wag, the excited little hops, the big goofy grin. That's the Ollie effect. It all comes down to one simple truth. Healthier food makes a happier pup. Ollie's food contains no fillers and no preservatives. It's just real food for your favorite dog.
Here's how it works. You go to ollie.com, you fill out their 30-second quiz on behalf of your dog. I did this for Biggie, and I got food that he loves that's easy on his sensitive stomach. You should see how excited he gets when it's time to eat. It's one of the cutest things ever. Dogs deserve the best, and that means fresh, healthy food. So head over to ollie.com/handsome and tell them all about your dog and use code HANDSOME to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today.
Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/handsome and enter code HANDSOME to get 60% off your first box.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check that when you show your hairstylist a picture of the haircut you want, you haven't accidentally swiped over to those photos of your bald uncle that you took at his birthday party.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
And you know what's interesting, Tig, is like
Yes.
because I'm hugging everyone, but then there were a couple of people who I went to hug them and they were like, no thanks. Like, and I forget that like people have, COVID masks on and they're like, the climate's a little different with those things and people have their different levels. So I should send those people to you.
You can kind of tell when someone doesn't want to hug. They keep their hands to their side and they're not going
I've
in.
also had moments where when I've taken pictures, there have been like some weird little touches here or there where I'm like, I don't want that.
Like what kind of, but what do you mean by weird touches? Like
just their hand lands in a weird spot and I'm like,
your butt?
I mean, maybe a little above it, a little too close to it.
Right.
Just something where I'm like, I'm like, let's take
small
a
of the
picture.
back.
Yeah. Or it's continuing to move the hand. Yeah. I don't know. I just,
A gentle
not
stroke.
always. I just, there've been enough to where I don't do a lot of meet and greets. But I did one. And like I said, in Eureka Springs, everybody was wonderful. They kept the line moving. Totally wonderful people. Unbelievable amount of handsome listeners, and we just didn't really touch, but we snuggled in and smiled big and moved it along.
there you go.
Said nice things to each other.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
No, that's so nice. And I will say, like, with everything going on in LA with ICE and then just globally as well, and I feel like we're all collectively just like horrified and in shock with the level of like dehumanization everywhere. So to gather in groups feels really special. And especially like music is so emotional and it felt really nice. And that there's this real handsome community of people who are like really connecting with each other. And I just was like, wow, we're so lucky to do this.
Yeah.
And if lotion or no lotion, it was weird though. There was one more thing. Can I say one more?
Let's hear it,
That's what we're here for.
Okay, I'll keep it brief. And then
I love the enthusiasm.
Thomas Clock May said they were going to keep it brief.
Yeah,
but,
put me on a timer. Yeah.
Okay.
I am. But can you tell I'm like energized from
I
this?
love
Yes.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
I am.
You seem like
caffeinated.
you're in love. I'll be honest.
I'm in love with the world again.
The life.
I'm in love
That's
with
great.
life.
Good.
Yeah.
We want
Great.
that for you.
Okay, so this woman comes up with her friend, and the friend's in a COVID mask, and so she says to me, I wasn't going to come tonight because I'm not aware of your work. But then something happened that made me need to come. And so I'm hooked. So I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
And she says, I had a past life regression. And the psychic past life person told me, and she says this with total certainty and conviction. She said, in the 1600s, I ran a brothel. I was the owner of a brothel.
You were this lady?
This person was.
Okay.
Yeah. And she says, an infant was left at the doorstep, an orphan.
Okay.
And that infant was Brett Goldstein. And she says, I raised him for 7 years. And then he ended up going off to fight in the war. But she's like, I loved him and I raised him. And I'm like, wow. And I said, were you a fan of Brett's before this? And she's like, no, like she's as freaked out as me. She goes, I knew him. Like I'd seen Ted Lasso, but I didn't have strong feelings about him.
Yeah.
Then I had this hypnosis and this came up and like, I need you to tell him. And so I was like,
Is she straight?
She seems,
Because this feels a little roundabout. Can you hook me up with Brett? And I've come up with an elaborate.
it's either that,
it's a wild story.
or
Can you
what if,
get him my home address and phone number and a picture of me?
But what if it's the psychic who's trying to get to Brett by telling everyone that in past lives this.
But wouldn't you be bummed out if you went to a psychic trying to like learn some stuff about you and they're like, no, let's talk about Brett Goldstein.
They're like, you know that actor from Ted Lasso? You raised him. Anyway, but I obviously called Brett right after and was like,
Obviously.
I was like, I got news. I got big news. And he was like, what? Are you pregnant? Like what? Like, and
Are you pregnant?
yeah, that was because I said
That
I'm
would not be my first
That would
question.
not be my first question either.
Oh my God. Please let Mae Martin be pregnant. I would love to see you on your rock and roll tour in your tank top, just
oh my God,
pregnant as the day is long.
8 months pregnant. Oh my God.
That is what I'm going to say anytime somebody says I have big news for you.
Are you pregnant?
Is
you
Mae
pregnant?
Martin pregnant? Not are you pregnant, is Mae Martin pregnant?
We knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I told him, I said, so, you know, this woman raised you in a brothel in the 1600s. And he truly was like, this checks out. He was like, there's something rings true about this. So if that person's listening.
And went to war apparently.
Yeah, Napoleonic Wars, I guess.
Dang. Okay.
Anyway, so that was the tour.
I mean,
Thanks for indulging
you're
me.
just like, hey, whatever it takes to sell a ticket.
What do you mean?
She said she wasn't gonna come.
Oh yeah,
but then had to tell you this. It's fine. Thanks for buying the ticket.
I really thought she was gonna say that she and I in a past life were connected.
Well, it felt like that's the road it should go down. I was like, I couldn't miss your show because I had to tell you this thing about you. But no, everything goes back to Brett Goldstein.
To Brett Goldstein.
Hey, to Brett Goldstein. Huh?
Cheers.
And not just to Brett Goldstein. I have some news I'd like to share. And
I'm
it's
pregnant.
not, no, it's May, you're not pregnant.
Oh,
But
yes.
Happy birthday to you.
To me?
Yes.
Happy
birthday.
God,
It's
this
so
is
slow.
Jesus.
God, it's slow.
Happy birthday, dear Fortune Marie.
Aw.
Happy birthday to you. God, that's fun to sing
That was
slow.
so slow. Jeez.
Well,
I think
now you're a year older.
I think I've turned another year
That's
older.
what I'm saying. Well, then let's
Yes.
start again.
No.
Okay.
Aw, thanks, guys. It's my birthday.
It sure is. How old are you? 45?
45.
45.
I know I don't look a day over 41.
You are looking good.
It's these creams I'm putting on my face.
Oh, is that J-Lo creams?
It's my J-Lo beauty cream. Yeah, it's my birthday. I can't believe it. Another one.
What are you going to do?
I have no plans whatsoever.
What?
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
I mean, Tig.
To
feels
so
like
the
we
audience
gotta-
knows we're taping this a few days before, so this is not my birthday and I'm alone, so don't worry.
You're just saying you haven't planned anything 2 weeks in advance.
2
Because I
weeks
was
in
just
advance.
thinking, our audience is going to be deeply bummed with everything that's been going on in your life to think that you have absolutely no plans on your birthday.
Yes, this is a weird year for me.
It is. Weird is a light way of putting it.
Yeah.
That's true.
And how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm, it's I mean, I guess we haven't talked about it on the pod, but Jackson and I are getting a divorce. So this is my first birthday in 10 years as a non-married person or whatever it is. Yeah, it's different. I mean, but I'm okay. It's I mean, we haven't talked about it at all, but I guess, I'm not going to talk about anything about what happened other than like, unfortunately these things happened and
more commonly than not, they did, right?
We love each other a lot and it's amicable and we had 10 awesome years and many good times and there's a lot of love there and sometimes these things just don't go the distance and unfortunately it didn't and we've been separated for a bit but it wasn't something I could really talk about yet and then the stuff that happened first and then my mom got cancer. It was a pretty big doozy of a time because those happened around the same times. But the stuff with Jax was first. So it didn't, the stuff with my mom was independent of that.
I feel like these things are never linear in terms of your feelings about it, but we're with you. Like, I'm sure it'll be a process of like feeling super positive and proactive about like change. And then also there's grief, of course. And like,
and our lives were so intertwined for so long. And I've obviously talked about Jax a lot and stand up and life and, just, so it's a bit of a change to like suddenly not be talking about us and not be talking about any of it, but it just wasn't the time to delve into it. We were figuring things out for a long time and, so it's going into 45 is interesting with a divorce and my mom's sick and the one thing I think it is doing for me is just like just making me realize life is short and I just want to like be happy and not sweat things too much and just live life and like my goal for this time is to find the light. That's my where I'm at right now is just where's the positive, where's the light. The first half of this year was rough, but
I was gonna say when all of this started to kind of shake loose and shift in your life, which of course it's been a beat now, several months, and the roller coaster that you have been on and where you're landing right now, even though it's not completely solid ground, it's a whole new foundation that I think is going to be a really sturdy place to build from. And to embrace whatever it is coming and the light that you're welcoming and but I'm very impressed by you and
me too,
and how you have
stayed generous and warm with people and like just kept your yeah, and I feel like whenever, I mean, Tig, you're no stranger to this, and well, and me too. Like when everything is stripped away like that, it's it, maybe you have to be a bit further through it, but it's reassuring to know that there, like, you do have yourself and your self, like, what am I trying to say? Like you're not empty and bereft. There is
Yeah.
you have to rely on yourself, and you have to
Yeah.
show up for yourself and take care of yourself. And there's something really affirming about doing that, kind of, and being
Yeah.
like, oh, I can do that for myself, and
Yeah.
I value myself in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not how I thought life would unfold. I mean, but that's life. And, I enjoyed being in a relationship and a committed relationship. I liked being married. I liked the peace that came with that. And so it wasn't, you know, where I expected things to go. But I don't know. I'm kind of focusing on the like victory of 10 years. Like,
Dude.
that
Yeah.
that was a really successful relationship.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And not focusing as much on the ending of it. And because at first it felt like a failure, and then I just had to kind of shift my perspective, and that no, that was very successful, and what we both needed at that time in our lives, and it worked for a really long time, and that is awesome. And that's where I'm gonna keep those memories of that relationship and of her. And yeah, it's just a tough time to sort of enter into this new phase, but I'm actually feeling very positive about things and
Yeah.
a new chapter. I am.
I
I'm
can
not.
feel it in you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so palpable. In fact, I would like to declare July 1st, 2025 as Fortune Marie Feimster's rebirth day.
Whoa.
Yes.
Rebirth day. Okay.
Yes. That's right. And I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel very despite the things, I feel positivity. I feel
Mm-hmm.
goodness going into a new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not dwelling on the negative. I'm going to, live life and work and have fun and connect with friends and focus on my mom and just yeah. I don't want to sit in the ick. I sat in that for a long time,
Yeah.
dealing with everything, and
Yeah.
I'm coming into a new era with it all, and
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
feeling very good
Yeah,
of
you deserve to enjoy and celebrate the life that you've made every day. Like, and
yeah. Yeah, and
yeah.
there's a lot of positive things that have come of it too. I've it's my friends have been amazing, and people have shown up for me in these incredible ways, and so many people have reached out both about the divorce and about my mom, and it just makes you feel like, God, I must be doing something right to have people care like this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it reaffirms, even though one thing's ending, it shows you, these other valuable people in your life and connections, and that I'm really grateful for.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, we're
it's
with
weird to
you.
have another
Thanks.
podcast where I'm like, and this big thing too.
I know. I feel like people have been picking up on it, and
Yeah.
it's nice that you're sharing it. And I think
Yeah.
everybody's just desperate to show you the love.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
people for months have been like, "You seem sad," and I'm like, "I'm fine."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, you just kind of have to bite your lip, and the people around you have to bite their lip, and just
Yeah.
you talk about it when and if you want. And
Yeah, and I want to respect Jax's privacy.
Totally.
Doesn't well, she's not a public figure in this way, and doesn't want her business out there, and I get that. And she's had to be more public than she would want because of me, so I'm gonna honor that, and not just share
mhm.
stuff that's just for us.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
yeah.
for sure.
But thanks,
Well-
guys. It's my birthday.
Yeah,
Happy
it's your
birthday!
rebirth day. It is your
Is that why
rebirth
the
day.
song was so slow?
Right.
Yeah, we had to spread joy, but also kind of, you
We
know,
also, we sung it like
keep it down a bit.
like an ancient hymn.
That's
Yeah.
right. We believe that building a website should be easy. That's why Handsome is brought to you by Squarespace. Every dream needs a domain. Squarespace Domains makes it easy to find the best name for your business at one fair, all-inclusive price. No hidden fees or add-ons required. Every Squarespace domain comes with advanced privacy and security tools to ensure your domain remains online and protected.
Plus, Squarespace provides everything you need to bring more of your dream to life, whether that means building a website or adding a professional email service. So what's your dream website and what are you waiting for? Squarespace has all the tools to make your vision a reality with a final product that will look and function better than you ever thought possible.
So what are you waiting for? Get started on your dream website today. Head to squarespace.com/handsome for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use offer code HANDSOME to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. When it's time to sleep, nothing comes between me and my pillow. Nothing, that is, besides Blissy's incredible, life-changing silk pillowcases. They're better than cotton and better than synthetic satin, which is cheap for a reason. Blissy is great for your hair and skin. Its anti-aging properties reduce fine lines and wrinkles over time. Plus, on the hair side of things, silk eliminates frizz, preserves your hairstyle, and protects color-treated hair. Dermatologists love Blissy because it's clinically proven to not clog pores, unlike cotton. Silk is antibacterial and hyperallergenic, so you're much more likely to sleep through the night on your naturally cooling and breathable Blissy pillowcase. I've been using mine for years and will never go back to a plain old cotton pillowcase. Because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/handsome. That's BLISSY.com/handsome and use code handsome to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you. But
Yeah.
it's all good. I am
Yeah.
genuinely feeling good about
I think
where I'm headed.
Good.
We're heading into hot boy summer. Like it's beautiful weather.
Oh my gosh. Fortune, can you make some sort of picture of yourself or video or something?
Me in a tank top.
Just you in your hot boy summer.
I
Your
don't
hot
think
boy
I don't
summer
think
started?
me in a tank top does not quite look as
Excuse me,
good
you've been
as me
showing
in a
off
tank
your
top.
gams and your guns and
I saw a clip
I mean,
of you.
seriously, Fortune.
Yeah, you were showing off your guns on Instagram. I
Guns
saw
and
that.
gams. That's your
Guns
next
again, but
special.
just listen,
Yeah.
treading water, trying not to eat as much crap on the road. I'm doing my best. Last tour, I just got so out of control. So
Well, as
I'm
long
really
as
trying to
you're
reel it
doing what,
in.
yeah,
Oh, dude,
what-
it's so hard though. Like there was a day where I ate McDonald's twice in a day, like in the van, because you're just like traveling and there's not
Yeah.
much around. And yeah.
And what does that? I haven't had McDonald's, in a beat, and I was just wondering, like, does it feel like it would destroy my insides?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because you eat dairy and meat and stuff, does it like?
Well,
does it
I
just
had-
feel like you ate a meal and you move on, or are you like, oh boy, I had McDonald's?
And for the record, I'm not like I'm not advocating for McDonald's in any way. I'm sure I know they're the most problematic.
May's loving it.
But I do love an egg McMuffin, and I had like that for breakfast, which is actually pretty. And then I had 20 chicken nuggets, and that was what fucked me.
Oh, 20. That's a lot of nuggets.
But to be honest, the thing that really messed me up was one day I thought I'll have Subway sandwiches because that's healthier than McDonald's. I don't know, man. I don't think that's real.
Because it's all like processed stuff.
Oh, my inside, it was a...
Well, like McDonald's isn't processed.
You know those fresh nugs at McDonald's.
It's like just a chicken walk through the
It's
store.
just like a bunch of parts that are fried.
But it's like you feel it. That's what I'm always curious because like
yeah.
I would truly be on a gurney.
I do feel it, yeah. But wait, Fortune, because also a lot of people were commenting after the shows, nice guns, and Fortune's got the gams, like
Guns and gams. Let's do that calendar.
And then my drummer had
Guns and Gams. That would be our name of our sexy calendar.
Guns and Gams. Yeah.
Oh my God, we have to do it. Go ahead, May.
Wait, but what would be yours?
Jesus, Fortune.
Guns, Gams, and then Tig, what are you? What
I
what
have
skin are
Guns
you
and
showing?
Gams. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much.
I know, but Fortune.
And Tig, what we?
Okay, I'll just be the titless wonder.
Guns, Gams, and the
Guns,
Titless
Gams, and
Wonder.
Tits. Guns, Gams, and Tits.
Guns, Gams, and Jugs.
Oh my God. So funny.
I have a surprising amount of guns and gams, but I just don't,
Flaunt them.
just don't flaunt them
Jugs
around
is a
on my
good
rock and
word.
roll tour.
Right.
What'd you say,
I
Fortune?
do love the word jugs.
Jugs, guns,
Milkers.
We gotta get this calendar done.
Fun
There's time's
bags.
a ticking.
We really do. We
Yeah.
really do.
Well,
Oh,
what a
well.
treat.
let's get at it, all right? Let's get to our question asker. This
Yes.
is a really...
It's a legend here.
Yeah, one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it till the day I am no longer with us. Today's question asker is an Emmy, Grammy, and Tony winning singer who has sold over 50 million records. That is a lot of records. Not as many as you have sold, May, but very close. She was the first female artist to have 4 top 5 hits on the Billboard Top 100. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. Cyndi Lauper is asking today's question.
Oh, man.
Have you ever considered writing a cookbook?
Cindy just gets right to the point. This is my question.
Right to it.
Oh,
my
Cindy,
God.
most people usually say hi to us, but she doesn't have time.
Can we acknowledge that Cyndi Lauper just has one of the greatest speaking voices of all time? Like, that,
Absolutely.
that accent, and she's so charismatic and just, yeah.
Have you
what
seen
a-
her live? in
Never.
concert?
Oh yeah, she's so
You
good.
have?
You've seen her
Fortune?
live, Fortune?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this
So fun.
woman, and I say it all the time, like if you see that she's going to be in concert, get front row center to watch her. I mean, she's just a powerhouse. And she's like running all over the stage, singing
She
her
is?
face. Yes.
She wrote Kinky Boots too, the
Yeah.
music on that. That was a
She
fun little
did?
show. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
She's no
God.
joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like I'd be shocked by the number of hits that I forget that she has. Like, if I saw her live, I'd be like, oh, I know all these songs.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the fun
it-
part about seeing her live is everyone's like belting out the
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
It's a greatest hits concert,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Wow.
So yeah, how do you choose what? I guess girls just want to have fun would be the
That would be my-
final
that's my
song of the
jam.
night.
Mine would be True Colors.
I love Money Changes Everything.
Oh,
Do you know that
yeah.
song?
Rock
That's
Lobster.
Such a good Rock Lobster.
What's the name of it?
That's B-52s.
Who's Rock Lobster?
Oh yeah,
That's a song by the B-52s. Fortune's like, oh, and Start Me Up.
Did she sing about lobsters at all?
I'm sure she's been around for a beat. She's sold 50 million records.
Why
There's
did I mix
probably
that up?
some sort of crustacean that she's mentioned or sung about.
I do like the B-52s as well.
Okay, well, that's a whole other day.
I But I
And
also
Love
need,
Shack, that's a good song.
I need to
Yes, Fortune, but those are Georgia folk. This is a New Yorker, all right?
A New Yorker.
New Yorker.
and
Tig,
I need to say that Cyndi Lauper sung the Pee-wee's Playhouse theme under a pseudonym of Ellen Shaw, but she and I think I've sung it on the pod before.
Maybe I was
Weirdly,
thinking about thinking about
Mayfac.
She-Bop. Time After Time, also a good one.
Time After Time.
Yeah.
Yes. And the sadness at the
So
end.
far, I don't see any songs about
Time after
lobster.
time.
Okay, and she's
after
asking us about
time.
cookbooks, about
Okay,
whether
but I really want to emphasize how great Money Changes Everything is. Okay.
I'll put it on my list to
Can
to
you
listen
sing
to.
it?
Have you
Yeah.
not ever heard it, May? Because you sounded excited when I mentioned it. You're like, oh, money changes or were you just like, yeah, in general, money does change everything?
Maybe just agreed that they also like rock lobster.
I know. I think when you said it, I was thinking of money, money, money must be funny. And then I
in
realized
a rich man's world. ABBA, right?
That's ABBA, yeah.
Another great song.
Okay,
Yeah.
but not Cyndi Lauper's money changes everything. Anyway, what her question is, have you ever thought about writing a cookbook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tig, I feel like of the three of us, you...
Yeah, you would be the first to actually do one.
Yeah.
Yes, I have considered, in fact, I kind of went a little wide with not wide, but like with Stephanie's family and our immediate family, because Stephanie's sister is a phenomenal cook and she bakes and then we've had to, becoming vegan, we had to learn how to feed ourselves and started digging into cookbooks in a way that I hadn't in my life before. As soon as our diets changed. And so, it definitely interests me. And
sorry,
go on. No,
if you were to make a cookbook, would it be funny as well? Like, would you write a little...
No.
Oh, deadly serious.
Cooking is serious.
I'm sure there would be some humor. Yeah. But I did this, I don't know if I talked about it, but I did the climate summit in Los Angeles, the Hollywood Climate Summit. And what I was talking about was, if you do make a switch to eating plant-based, it's really important to have the thing that's making you make the shift. So you, like anything else, so you don't lose your North Star. And that's why, like with my health, I don't ever lose that. Because when people are like, is it hard for you to be around these yummy things? And I'm like, no, like you eat what you want. I'm going to eat what I want. And here's my reason why I do what I do. Yeah. And so in order to keep going towards my North Star, I needed to make sure I knew how to sustain myself. And so those are the two things, big pieces of my advice, is to have that reason, the purpose that you're eating the way you are. Well, and the other is to make sure that you've done the research to know how to sustain yourself while you're making that transition, even if it's as basic as a peanut butter and banana sandwich,
Yeah.
So anyway, it does interest me for sure.
I'd buy it.
I'd give you one. I'd give you a copy, little cowboy.
Nice.
Would you sign it?
And Fortune, you too. I'd give you one. Thomas, you as well.
Though.
You don't know how to make a peanut butter and banana sandwich? I just gave you the secret.
And I do love peanut butter.
I don't know that I need that in a cookbook, but
that is one thing I feel like we could just know how to do.
Yeah. But people forget that there are so many staples that are vegan, I guess is my point.
Yes. That's actually a good thing to remind people of, because you think, oh, well, I don't love falafel or whatever. But like there are so many things. Even Oreos are vegan.
Would you include your recipe for dike dust?
No.
Oh, that's going to always be a secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, it's not that much of a secret if you look closely at it.
Oh, right. If you inspect it, you can
What
separate.
I have moved on from is my steel cut oatmeal.
Oh,
really?
You're over it?
I have moved on to a smoothie that incorporates so many high nutrient elements.
I might need that recipe from you. I should start drinking smoothies.
Yeah,
Okay,
me too.
this smoothie, you can really, if you have this, go about your day knowing that you've gotten a lot of really good stuff into your diet. And I've told you that, Fortune, that if you've asked me about it before, and I would gladly make it or show you how to do it.
Okay.
But only if people are genuinely interested.
Yeah,
I'm
forcing
genuinely
you.
interested. I just don't put berries in smoothies.
Oh,
so I would
have
have
the
to
seeds.
The blueberries I can do, but
Yeah.
not
Okay.
strawberries or any of those.
Blueberries
berries.
are perfect. They're one of the best things you can eat as a human being on this planet.
Because I need to start getting more nutrients in my body.
Yeah, me too. But isn't
All
it
right.
crazy that like I have such vivid memories of my grandma, who was an amazing cook, having these old cookbooks, like thick volumes that had all notes in the margins and like stuff stuck in, like now we just Google things, but those cookbooks were like, I don't know, they were so important to my grandma.
Sacred, yeah.
Sacred.
We have some of my grandma's cookbooks that like she hand wrote in a bunch of them. I again don't really know how to cook, so I don't have them, but someone in my family does, and I know it's a treasure.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to have. Like just the staples, like to be able to whip up like a white sauce for a thing, or like a red sauce. I'm only thinking of colored sauces.
So
or
many
green
sauces.
sauce. Yeah.
One of my favorite things that I still tease Stephanie about, and it's just become part of our life, is I was looking through one of the cookbooks, and that she had made a note by one of the things that said, "It's okay if it jiggles." And to this day,
Them jugs.
to this day,
Jiggles.
no matter if it's a human body, if it's anything out in the world, or if it's a piece of food that's in the oven, whatever it is, we love turning to each other and saying, and remember, it's okay if it jiggles, or,
So
it's okay if it maybe that would be the
really
name of my
good.
cookbook, is it's
Yeah.
okay if it jiggles.
Vegan. Yeah, that would be funny. You should actually do this.
I
Yeah,
would like
seriously.
to. I would
think
like to.
And because you did all that studying on nutrition and everything too, you probably have all this information.
Guys, my dad wrote a cookbook, and when in his 20s, called The Seducer's Cookbook.
I don't think I
This
knew
runs in the
this.
family.
I think I've talked about it on the pod because it is really strange. He was in his 20s, and it's a cookbook about how to I don't know, like
Seduce
How
people
to
through
cook?
food.
kind of how to impress a date basically with
Yeah.
food.
That's such a
and
great idea.
it's kind of tongue-in-cheek and ironic a little bit, but also flipping through it, some of these recipes are like sardines and like they're not date-friendly recipes, but it is a really strange part of his history that he's written this, The
And is
Seducer's
it
Cookbook.
published, or is
Yeah.
it just for the family?
No, it's published.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's
Well, what would your cookbook be?
I would do, rather than a cookbook, it would be about the dinner party, like a cookbook for how to make a immersive party experience. Like it would be the recipe, like a pie or something. But then what games do you play around the pie? How do you incorporate like
And it is okay if it jiggles.
and
an
it's of
escape-
course
Of
yeah.
course it is.
There's an escape room element to it.
Yeah, you're hiding a clue in the pie and people are digging out the clue. And yeah. What about you, Fortune? What would you?
Well, I wouldn't write a cookbook because everyone knows I can't cook. I have a few staples, but if I
What are your staples?
that I do know how to cook,
Yeah.
let's think about it.
Well, we don't want to rattle off a list of what you can't cook, right?
Yeah.
That's right. I can cook.
Everything.
I'm learning how to cook steaks.
Okay.
Okay.
It's hard to figure that out on the grill, like the temperature, but I'm learning. I can make tacos, breakfast tacos.
All right.
I can make salmon.
Pancakes?
I can make pumpkin pancakes
Hey.
Gotta have
Pumpkin.
those.
because it's
Oh.
Trader Joe's a mix that's just super easy to follow.
Yeah.
So you can
nice.
open a bag.
I can open a
Yeah.
bag and add an
Okay.
egg and
Okay.
water and all the stuff
Good for
to it.
you.
I can make rice. I can make
Rice is hard to make.
sweet potatoes, like
Uh-huh.
a breakfast hash, or burgers,
That's a cookbook.
chicken
Fortune.
dishes.
I'm buying it.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can do some staples for sure, but if you told me to like make something fancy, I couldn't do that. But if I had to write a cookbook because someone's like, "We're giving you a bunch of money, we need a cookbook," it would be something about finger foods.
Ooh. Because
I
you
love
love
apps.
You love apps. You love
Charcuterie.
Love apps.
Yes. You
Yes.
can't have charcuterie without cooter.
The word
Without
cooter.
char.
Actually, that would be a good sort of title for your book, is charcuterie, but COOTER.
Yes.
Something with the word cooter for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be just all these apps. And even if I don't cook them well, I would just give you the recipe so you could cook them better than me.
I have a great idea for you,
Okay.
Fortune. You got to make an app for apps. An app.
An app.
app.
An app. And it's an app
Yes.
that has appetizer recipes.
Look at that.
Yes. And so
App.
you're going to a potluck dinner. People say, "Can you bring an app?" You go, "Actually, yeah." And you
go right
check.
to it.
Yeah.
You can do there's so many different kind of apps, but dips. I love dips.
Dips.
I love jalapeno poppers.
Your
I
voice
love
dips when you
I
talk
love
about
crab rangoons.
Yeah.
moving
Pigs in the
dips.
blanket.
fuck
all
yeah.
that stuff.
One time when I
love
was-
an app.
Yeah,
One
I'm
time
with
when
you.
I was home sleeping and I had like a bunch of comedian roommates years ago, Henry Phillips called looking for me. And Chris Fairbanks told him I was still asleep. And he said, "Oh, yeah, it's what do you call that? A pig in a blanket?"
That's really good.
That's nice.
God, that's good.
Taking a blanket.
Pig in a blanket. Meanwhile, I had no idea this hilarious joke was happening while I was in a blanket, still sleeping.
That's
Oh,
a good
the
one.
image
I don't
that-
know why I've never thought of that.
Yeah, I hadn't either. And just to hear Henry Phillips' voice, what is that? A pig in a blanket?
The image of you wrapped up in a little blanket is pretty adorable. That's pretty good.
cute little
I mean, I am so cute.
You are.
I am. I'm so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. We're all pretty cute. If
We
We're
are.
all
being
very
honest.
cute. We have a little something to offer everyone. We have such different guns and gams and faces and personalities and everything.
Jugs and no jugs.
Jugs and no jugs.
jugs.
That's why I'm the one over here selling bras.
Yeah.
Slinging bras.
Slinging bras to the public.
In my spare time, I'm just slinging bras.
Are they flying off the shelves
They're
when you're
flying off the shelf. They're like, if Fortune's wearing those, we're in. That's why people come to the Handsome Pod, because there's a little something for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was so lazy about buying bras forever. And I dated this woman years ago and she brought her mom's old bra over and I wore her mother's bra.
Wait, what?
And it fell apart. Because I'm somebody that will wear my underwear until, as Paula Poundstone says, until it turns into a dream catcher. And I wore my ex-girlfriend's mother's bra for at least 5 years.
Why did she bring
you?
I'm not a shopaholic, I'll be honest with you.
But why
Guys,
her
Isn't that
mother?
one bra?
I'm wearing a Nashville Comedy Festival. I don't shop much.
Right.
But she was like, "Oh, I think you and my mom have the same size jugs." And before
this
mine were
wasn't
tossed
The
into a
itty bitty
dumpster.
titty committee.
Yeah, how
this
dare
was
you?
not
And,
a-
I assume they weren't big before.
they were not big. Look, you knew me when I had them.
I
So,
know,
no,
yeah.
they were not big, but they're okay if they jiggle. But yeah, she was like, "You need a new bra," and then she just brought over her mother's bra one day, and she was like, "Here, just wear my mother's."
But
I
that
love
wasn't a
grabbed,
turnoff for
She just
her?
grabbed one bra.
Yeah.
That's all I needed, and I wore it for 5 years. I think
you
I might
wash
still
it?
have it. I'll sign it
I
and
hope you
sell it.
washed it.
We can all sign my ex-girlfriend's mother's bra.
Oh my God. Sell that on.
That's probably why I got
picturing
breast cancer. Because I was wearing a dirty bra for years.
Beige.
From the
This
1950s.
beige bra that's like 2 sizes too big for you.
It's like it's got asbestos in it because it's from
The wires have disintegrated.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the wires had come out of the sides and would poke me.
This thing gave me breast cancer.
Oh my God.
It did. It started out
Radiation.
pristine white, and then it just was like a sweaty,
It's tattered
ugh.
beige.
Anyway, should we hear what Cyndi has? What, May?
like if a charity got in touch with you and was like, do you have something to auction? And you were like, yes, I have my ex-girlfriend's mother's bra that I think gave me cancer.
May cause cancer.
Oh, God. Okay, let's hear what Cyndi has to say.
Yeah.
Whew.
You know, I have. But it depends. In this one particular period of time in my life, I was a little pissed off, so I decided I was gonna write the Ajita cookbook. It's not a cookbook you want to serve to everybody, but you know, it's like when you're really pissed off, you know, things that shouldn't go together, you know, to give people you don't really like. But all kidding aside, I have written recipes down from my grandmother or somebody else's grandmother or their mother. And I was my mother's sous chef. So yes, I do know regular recipes, but I just think the Ajita cookbook could be big. It's funny. Come on.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it. And I also thought when she answered, was just going to say, yes, I have.
Yeah,
and then that would be the end.
And that was it.
You know, when she was just talking, I was thinking, can you imagine if she ever in her life tried to prank call someone? They would just be like, hey, Cyndi.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
even if you don't know her personally and she just randomly called you, it'd
You
be
go,
like, oh my God,
Cyndi Lauper's on the phone.
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper's prank calling me.
It's an incredible voice, and there's like the musicality of it just lends itself to comedic delivery so well. Like
I know she should be like 24/7 booked as a voiceover actor. Maybe she is. I have no idea, but
a time in my life.
It
wasn't like that.
Pissed off.
Pissed off. Yeah, that was incredible. She's right that like there is something nice about intergenerational recipe transmission. Like that's really nice, and I should look for those cookbooks of my grandmother's. You got
intergenerational cookbooks that cause anxiety, stress, or aggravation.
Yeah.
Well, that was a real treat to have Cyndi Lauper on the Handsome Pod. She's keeping it handsome, is she not?
She
Very
really
handsome.
is.
Yeah, she's a pretty little lady.
Yeah.
I want to know what you guys have coming up. And I will say on the tour, so many people on the tour said, this is the trifecta. I've seen all three of you live. And I want to say that is such a quantifiable and tangible way to support like live comedy or performance. And it's really, so we can't do it without people showing up. And it's so nice that people like travel and come to shows. It's just like the best way to show support. So thank you.
Absolutely. Gosh, people show us so much support. It's kind of
Just like a
embarrassing
bra.
how much.
Just like your ex-girlfriend's mother's bra.
Well, I'm going to tell you right here and now where I'm going to be, where you can show me support with your ex's mom's dirty old bra. June 21st, I'm going to be at Dynasty Typewriter, and I have been writing my face off with new materials. So come on down. August 17th, West Hampton Beach Performing Arts Center in West Hampton Beach, New York. That is going to be a grand old time. And then August 23rd, I'll be in Provincetown, Massachusetts. So come on out. Go to tignotaro.com for ticket information, show information, and I'll see you there.
July 20th, I'm in Edmonton, out in Canada with Mateo Lane. And then still in Canada, July 26th, I'm doing a gala in Montreal. Then
I'm doing it too.
Oh yeah?
I'm
Nice.
doing your gala in
Oh,
Montreal.
awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then starting in September, a ton of dates: San Antonio, Houston, Norfolk, Virginia, and Richmond, Virginia, DC, Portland, Maine, Boston, Burlington, Mobile, New Orleans, tons of stuff. Atlanta, Cincinnati, Chicago, Salt Lake City. You can go to my website, fortunefeimster.com, for tickets.
I'm not doing a ton. I'm traveling a bunch, but I'm in Montreal for Just for Laughs on July 25th, doing a May Martin and Friends comedy show and doing Fortune's gala. So see you in Montreal.
Well, please, if you enjoyed a cackle, or if you Let It Jiggle this episode, please share this episode with a friend that you would like to join this handsome community. Subscribe to our podcast. And also we have a YouTube page. And until next time,
Keep
it
it
handsome.
Happy birthday, Fortune. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check that you turn your garden sprinkler off in the morning before heading into work. You want your garden and lawn to be watered, but not underwater.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
That was a HeadGum podcast.